You're listening to Mike James Rock Show with Dan and Mike.
We're back.
Hello.
Back in the studio for both our Mixcloud show and this week's show.
Yes.
Have you dried out yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I dried out because I didn't get as wet as a lot of people.
No, we may have slightly hidden in the press area doing interviews. But we were there to do that anyway.
Yeah.
So what we're going to do is a slightly different format this week. We're going to try listening to what people have had to say, and thought, why not? We'll do what you guys have said. So there's some interesting stuff coming up, but we are just going to roll highlights from our Mixcloud show.
Who are back in the studio?
Back with good audio.
Hello. We've dried out.
We definitely needed to.
Yes, but we're going to start the show as we mean to go on loud
and proud.
heavy. This was a band that actually played at Download last week, and another band that was supposed to play Download last week but had to pull out, sadly.
Unfortunately, it was meant to be a double download song, but we're still going to play it anyway. It's awesome.
Rat-a-ta-ta-ta-ta by Baby Metal and Electric Callboy.
So that was us starting the show.
Yeah.
It's always nice when we get back from a festival because we love the festival show. It is great fun to do. But then having all of the information up on screens, especially for this idiot, is very, very useful.
There's no place like home.
Yes. So one of the things that we're going to do is we're not going to break down the show quite as much this week. We're going to run all the...
There was a lot of breakdowns last weekend, to be fair, wasn't there?
A lot of breakdowns, beatdowns. I was going to say just me breaking down at some point because of, I get cold. Anyway, so what I'm going to do is something that we did on a previous show. I will be looking off camera for a very quick sec, so I'm going to try and announce the show in one go whilst flashing up all the artwork behind us, because we still want to celebrate the artwork, but we've got some other stuff to get through this week.
Okay, should we set a timer?
Sure. What are we going for? Can I do it in less than...
No, well, this is the first time you're going to time it, so this is you're setting the benchmark.
I've got to count it.
This is what they call it in Grand Prix, like your qualifying lap.
Yes, yeah.
So you ready? Light. No lights!
Baby Metal and Electric Boy...
Oh, there's been a crash on the first bed. Look at me doing sport.
Oh, right. So that went well on the first attempt. Let me try again. All right.
No lights this time.
No. 3, 2, 1. Baby Metal and Electric Callboy with rat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat-a-tat. Black Veil Brides with Bleeders, Mothica with Toxins, Massive Wagons, Missing on TV, Doomsday Outlaw with Blues for a Phantom Limb, Lansdowne with Oxygen, Vola with Living... Break My Lying Tongue, got that one nearly wrong, Bones UK with Bikinis, Ghost, The Future is a Foreign Land, Alt with 2 L's, Remnant, Defences, The Almost, Future Palace Dream State, Stable Hills Anthem, Accused, Day of the Locust, they have a V in their name by the way, Assemble the Chariots with Evermerk, and that is pretty much it for this week's show.
There is also a secret tune that we play right at the end of the show as well. So if you want to find out what that is, you have to listen to the whole thing.
Yeah, you have to listen to our show.
Mixcloud.com.
And my producer is trying to tell me that I have set a qualifying lap of 31 seconds.
Oh.
So
can we beat the 30 seconds
next week?
It's going to be the same format of show, so we've got 4 interviews on next week's radio show, and that means there'll be lots of sets of 3s. And
we also have a couple of YouTube exclusives of this week. However, we are back in the studio, and that clearly means one thing.
Green screen.
Well, okay, 2 things.
Like, subscribe, and notification.
3 things. It's time for the news.
Hello, and welcome to the MJRS News. I'm Michael James.
I'm Dann. Bowling for Soup have announced a tour with Wheatus and Magnolia Park for February 2025.
Wow. Closer to home, Blackstone Cherry are playing in November 2024 with Skillet and Aaron Jones around the UK and Europe.
Also, Those Damn Crows have announced that only a month after that they will be playing their own tour around the UK.
And While She Sleeps have also announced a December tour of 2024 with Throne and Resolve.
And now a little update from Download. Andy Coppin has said next time that Limp Bizkit play, they should probably headline because their show was just that good.
And he's the one to make that happen.
Mm-hmm.
In other news, Jordan Fish has signed on to produce Architect's next album. This is going to be amazing.
And a warning to metal parents everywhere: no matter how passionate you are about your kid's school band performance, it is ill-advised to start a mosh pit with the other kids and parents.
Or you can comment and share. We much prefer that than the... No, do it all. Do it all.
Did I cut you off there slightly?
Yes, yeah. But I remembered what I was saying.
So yes, make sure that you do comment. Let us know if there's, any tracks that you liked, anybody that you think that we should feature if they're releasing new music, people you want to see us interview, any tracks suggestions you have for one of our features. Not necessarily the next one, because that's generally decided by the people that we do it in association with. Because we have
Track of the week.
In association with Ramsey.
Yeah.
And this week, looking off screen, was About Bunny. With Married with Kids, flashing up a little thing there for them. So that's one that's decided by Ramsey, but the one that we want you guys to potentially get involved with would be the That Should Cover It track.
Just simply a rock, metal, alternative version of...
Something that's not rock metal.
Yeah, like a pop song or an R&B song or dance track, but yeah.
So what we chose was, we're making this very downloaded themed.
Well, I kind of have to. It's the download highlight show.
Right. So
Who was your highlight before we get into this?
Limp Bizkit.
Yeah, same here.
Yeah, 100%.
Hands down.
They
hands up, hands down.
What you gonna do now? I agree with Andy Coppin. I would lose my absolute marbles if they headline download. That would be such a party.
Make it so.
I really hope he does. But to give you an idea of the That Should Cover It track that we're talking about, we have Machine Head doing Message in a Bottle by Sting this week.
Yeah.
Up there, you can see which, that's the album cover that this particular track is on. So you can do that one, and that's our show done. Like, the rest of this is just what generally people have asked us to do in the comments or in press area stuff as well. So one thing that we are now completely committed to and making sure that we'll do every week is like a mental health check-in.
These numbers right here.
We love doing the mental health bit because it has formed such a huge part of doing this show.
Especially this week, because it's a real thing, post-festival blues. No matter if you're a punter, if you're working there, because it's such a different way of life, just for a few days, where you can detach from the hell that is IRL.
Just to give you an idea of what I did to handle the come down or the change in environment, because I've got some spectrumy stuff which makes festivals a lot more difficult these days. I took 3 days off just to make sure I had time to...
I had a day off.
Yeah, just to make sure that we could come down from... like I say, it's either the high of doing stuff or it's some of the lows for some people. We said it's obviously been very, very wet. I know a bunch of people that picked up Festi flu.
Yeah.
But...
different pollens, all sorts.
Oh, that one. Yeah. Oh, when you go to a different area and your body's not prepared. Also, it's like a melting pot of everybody breathing from different parts of the country.
But then you just about get over the festival blues. You get into the sort of normal life again, and then it's like, oh, this time last week I was watching,
and
then it comes all over again, so it's like a delay, and it's perfectly natural. We have, like, doing so many, it goes like this. It's like when you go on holiday, isn't it? You get holiday blues or
festival blues.
Yeah, it is a real thing,
especially because it's such a family there as well. Like, I still love the fact that you can just be walking along and like, I got compliments on the silly t-shirts I wear, and like, I got a jacket, it's too warm to wear it in the studio, but people are just genuinely really nice, and like, we're walking in on one press day, and Mike ended up having a chat with some people about some of the cancellations that had happened and helping them work out what bands they could go and see, because we had been told a little bit earlier than everybody else who had been cancelled. So
not cancelled.
No, not like that.
No, just weren't playing.
Yeah. And on the mental health note as well, there's a special place in my heart for one of the headliners, because Fall Out Boy obviously headlined the Saturday night.
Yeah.
Which was incredible.
Monumental set. It was just track after track after track after track. track. There was no let up in like the bangers they pulled out.
Yeah, banger after banger after banger.
And some pretty cool fireworks.
And the reason why they mean a lot to me is, like we even talked about it at the time, I'm quite open about this, I had a very, very, very bad mental health year in 2018. And
following mine in 2016.
And genuinely, if I didn't have the show and working with one of my best friends, I would have had very little to focus on in this year. It's why I have such a emotional connection to what we do. Why I like talking about mental health is because this show did a lot to help me. The reason I mentioned Fall Out Boy is I went through a bit of an obsessive stage where all I could watch was like kind of Pixar-y, DreamWorks-y style movies, and I wouldn't watch anything else because it was just, that was my comfort food.
Yeah, no, it's whatever you do.
And Big Hero 6 is still one of my favourites because no matter how...
I still don't know where this tangent is going in lines with Fallout Boy.
Because they did Immortals.
Did you see that? The mic just fell.
And the time before we watched them was Reading, if you remember.
Yeah, that was cool.
And I love the fact that they did it this year, still play the graphics of Big Hero 6 because I know how popular the film and the song was. And so that's a little thing. And so if you find something that is like your comfort food, as it were, content-wise, I lent into it so hard that every time I hear that song, I'm like, that film saved me.
There you go.
So what we're actually going to do, talking about a little bit of download now, we have the two kind of exclusives for YouTube, and we've changed our format slightly from when we went to Slam Dunk. Now what we're going to do is, following every episode of this week's show, there is the full interviews of what went out on our Mixcloud show and our YouTube exclusives, all in one video, chapterized by our lovely producer and manager. Oh, by the way, on download stuff, shout out to the manager. I'm going to share this on this week's show. Because guess who, after a good 10 plus years of going to press areas, forgot his laptop cable?
This douche.
I didn't even realise until we went to set up and it just wasn't there. And so our manager drove from Devon, which is the foot-looking part of the UK for those that don't realise, 3.5 hours, maybe 4 hours, I think, each way, so that I could have my laptop cable and continue editing, because I also didn't have a very charged laptop, so I had about 33 minutes on it before it died, and those that do editing software on a laptop know that it literally kills it anyway. So shout out to our manager for being very, 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 very patient with me, and the fact that for years I haven't forgotten anything that important, and then in one fell swoop, laptop cable, just didn't even think about taking it.
But you didn't have a full meltdown.
No, fortunately, because she said she would drop it up. It was very close. It was very, very close. So this is our YouTube exclusives, and the main highlights we're going to feature now is Health, that Mike did. It was Stoic versus Stoic, having those two on camera together, because he is from like the American hardcore, where they're just... But you can watch the interview, see what I mean, is that he seems like the most grumpy man in the world. He's not. He was lovely and the most helpful and patient band member that we've met in a long time. He's like,
nice guy.
Yeah, can I record different angles? Do you want me to say certain things? Like it's the hardcore demeanor of America. It's like the kind of visceral opposite of this. And of course, I have a lot of fun with Defects. That's my YouTube exclusive of
Which
the week.
you did in the sunshine.
Yeah, it's one of the only ones that it makes it look like it's a really nice festival. It got very wet after that. Got very wet. So we're going to roll some highlights now, and then we've got something new when we cut back.
Hi, I'm Nairobi.
And I'm Chaya.
And we are from Old Black Era. We're on this week's episode of the Mike James Rock Show.
Can't get your head around it. I've got imposter syndrome with it, I'll be honest.
I mean, even still kind of where we are right now, still feeling like an imposter?
Yeah. Yeah. I'm just me, man. I was born for this. That's it. Yeah.
Very different attitudes.
It is what it is. This guy, he plays it cool, but on the inside he's screaming.
Yeah, it'll be our proper headline tour.
Nice. Is there going to be anything special for that run? Are you going to be planning more production on it, or is there going to be new songs or anything that beforehand?
I think it'll be the most... I'm hoping to have new songs to debut. And I think it'll be the most extensive production we've had on a headline run over here. We're going to try to bring a similar show that we just wrapped up doing in the US.
Okay.
So you're buzzing off of Funeral for a Friend.
Yep.
And you've still got the Holding Absence performance to go. How's the vocals feeling? Because it's something that we've chatted about a lot over the years, is you push yourself hard.
I do, yeah, and I guess, you know, I write for myself in Holding Absence, where like Funeral is like, it's just different, you know what I mean? Those vocals are different. There's a lot of shouty, screamy stuff that I don't normally do in Holding Absence, you know?
A lot of bands always say this is our best work.
Yeah.
I generally do believe that we have something special on this record. It's a very dynamic record. I think it's probably the most dynamic record that we've done to date.
Hi, I'm Dino Cazares from the group Fear Factory, and make sure you check out Mike James Rock Show on YouTube and subscribe.
So somebody visited the Download store.
I did. It was pretty cool, to be fair. I made a little montage video, which is up on our social somewhere.
Including like Download skateboards and like, there's so much merch compared to when we first went, and it was still like patches
and a t-shirt,
maybe a hoodie.
They've got everything now, including.
This is what we're cutting to. Oh, spinning around. Look at that.
Download Hot Sauce XXI.
And it's green.
Yes.
That's what caught me, is it's green.
Yeah.
But when I saw what Mike had bought, I was like, you know what we should do? Because a few people that have been fans of the show for a while knows that in times past we've done silly challenges and we like to like sort of do stuff like this. So I was like, can you eat it on camera for the first time?
Try it live.
So you've got some...
It's vegan and gluten-free.
Still not going to touch it myself. Like, I genuinely would pass out, I think.
Okay, so I'm going to open it now.
I'll smell it, and that will probably be enough for me. Oh, there's a little label. Cover this way, can't get it out. Oh. You want to lick the top, but you don't.
Oh, that's not too bad, smell-wise. Right, I have got some vegan nuggets.
Oh.
3 dots and a splurge. There they go. I feel like I should be doing hot ones.
Alright, you ready?
Yeah.
Sauce down as well, he's not even waiting for it to kick in. So we're going to see if he actually has a reaction, because I've seen this man do hot sauce challenges before. And part of the reason we wanted to put it on camera is because, look, that went straight on the tongue. I mean, I'm not going to challenge him to necking the bottle of the hot sauce, because I think that would probably be a little bit too much. Unless...
It's very acidic-y.
No reaction!
And it's definitely got the tingle on the tongue, but nothing worse than sort of a red Dorito.
So honestly, the smell of this has made me sweat.
I'll have another one.
So what we're thinking is going with a bit of a classic idea.
Nice sauce though, Download. I'm enjoying it. So much so I'm having another green one.
Because there's so much hot sauce out there, some from like people that we follow the podcasts of, like Steve-O.
That is a different kind of hot sauce.
That's a different kind. Also, I watch some of like the prank channels out of Australia that love to prank each other with hot sauce. And we were just having a chat on the Download journey about prank channels and various things like that. And Mike was like, you know what? I think all of them probably are like hamming it up and overreacting. Because look at this. The chance for that gets more of a reaction than eating hot sauce.
Yeah, that's nice. It's unfair that I do a challenge though, so I've got one for you. Dan's not a fan of the old sour things.
Though it has to like...
Which is probably why you don't like the smell of that, because it's quite acidic and vinegary.
Yeah, I mean, it depends whether or not it's going to live up to its name, because if it's a low-level sour, I can handle it. If it's one of those nuclear ones, then you may see my face turn inside out.
It is seriously sour hard candy. I'm going to put it out of reach, and you have to.
Because this is to pick the flavour. How many am I going for?
Just one. You only need one, unless you really enjoy it, like me,
we'll see,
and then you can
we'll
have another nugget at the same time.
Right.
To the sniff then. You sniff mine.
Smells fine.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So. Are you okay, you ready first? And he's going to show no reaction, and my face is probably inside out.
Oh, it's got a repeating factor to it. I'm glad we're still rolling, because that would have been wasted, wouldn't it? Third nugget, ching, and a sweet for you.
Okay. It's not the worst I've had. I'm dribble.
I don't like to see things going to waste, so I've still got a couple more nuggets, so I'm just going to eat them whilst you're suffering. And say thank you for all the support of our new YouTube show.
Hi, it's not too bad. It's not too bad. It's probably following me for a second. But I think it's the outside that's the most sour. It's now quite sweet. Yeah. Not too bad.
Help yourself to another one.
Alright.
I would give you a nugget, but I put hot sauce on it.
I'm going to choose my flavour this time.
If you really want to see Dan have a go at the hot sauce, leave a comment below.
Don't do it, please. No. I will eat all the sour stuff in the world. I just don't want to do the hot sauce.
Run out of nuggets now.
Alright, sour watermelon. Which, the concept, I mean, sour raspberries, they're sour anyway. You know, tarty. Okay.
Tune in next week to see if Dan survives this attack on his senses. And like we said just now, if you want to see us do other challenges, just put it in the comments, like, subscribe, share this.
Yeah, hit the notification bell.
I can actually see the we've got a halo ring, and you can see it reflected in Dan's sweat now.
Oh.
What flavour was that?
Watermelon's worth. The watermelon's worth. Oh.
I think we should end the show there. Tune in next week. Toodles!